Scheibe Nummer 2 aus Italien.
Valerio della Stua, Elia Fregnan, Sergio Pagni. And their opponents on target number 1, representing the Russian Federation.
Auf Scheibe Nummer 1 die Herausforderer.
Anton Bulayev, Alexander Rambayev, Dmitry Voronov, the judge for this match is
Der Kampfrichter für dieses Match ist
Petros Petru.
Ну что, парни, давайте.
A bit of sportsmanship going on there by giving each other some boxes.
Italy shoot first. Russia
Shooting
shoot
first.
second.
Target number 2, Italy. Italy, shooting first.
Well, here we go. The judge there just waiting for the range to be clear. It's Italy shooting on target 2 who will shoot first here in this bronze medal match. The teams are ranked 3rd and 4th in the world, so an expected lineup for the bronze medal match. Italy on the right on target 2 shooting first. Valerio della Stua, Elia Fregnan and Sergio Pagni.
Elia actually only shooting compound for about 2 years after switching from recurve. So he went to the Youth Olympic Games in Nanjing.
Grande Elia, grande Elia.
And he has a tattoo on his arm with the Olympic rings because of that. But somehow he ended up shooting compound and he's doing really well at it.
A good start, 10 from him.
8 up.
Dima, давай!
Solito Elia, quando scende subito il tempo.
So 28 out of a potential 30 for Italy, so Russia will shoot their first 3 arrows. Anton Bulayev, Alexander Dambaev and Dmitry Voronov. Bulayev shooting second.
Десятка габаритная на 2. 10 габарит на 2.
It's one of the few people I see shooting 3 stabilizers on his bow instead of 2 on the compound side.
Good start there from Russia. And stabilizers there, well, designed to stable you when you're shooting your bow.
Yeah.
You quite normally see the one coming out directly towards the target.
Yeah, and then the one on the left side if you're a right-handed archer to balance it out with the sight. But some people decide for 3.
9.
10, fuori di un centimetro. È il tempo a Sergio. 9 alle 10, sì, un centimetro fuori. Tocca.
That shot took a while, but he just nicked the line. He doesn't leave Sergio with a lot of time, though. He only has 10 seconds left.
Wow, he's going to have to shoot pretty fast here, get his eye in. 5 seconds left. Under pressure. Whoa.
If anyone, Sergio could do it, I think. He's such a legend in this sport.
Well, our first potential maximum score of the day on the cards here for Russia.
9.
You jinxed it.
Gone already. Yeah, curse of the commentator. But a 59 possible here for Russia, and a 2-point lead after just one end.
9 на 11. Далеко. Только далеко говорит он.
So 10 for a potential 1-point lead.
9-4. 10x, отлично.
Well, the 10, as you predicted, does give Russia that slender lead after a perfect start from the Russians, only able to squeeze 1 point out of the first end. And it looks to me like everything, whilst it's all tight in the centre, it does seem to be drifting off to the left-hand side.
If it is in fact on the left-hand side, yeah, it seems like all the mistakes are on the left-hand side at least. I think the good arrows are still on the center. It might show that there's a little bit of a drift coming up on the field, but it seems that it's just a bit of pressure and a bit of nerves that makes them go out of the middle, and I think it happens to be left on this instance.
Yeah, and you can see the Russian arrows are in yellow there and the Italian ones in red. And from our position, the conditions down at the shooting end...
They seem really good.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any kind of gustiness.
I haven't seen any archers wobble during the shot or be upset by the wind. So
maybe some slight adjustment coming up?
It might be, yes. Yeah.
Well, they're having a big discussion there in the Italian camp. What's your Italian like, Chef?
It's a bit rusty.
Grazie. So we're not quite sure what the teams are saying, but potential for adjustments here on the site. But it's...
Let's see how it pays off.
Yeah, it's the Russians, though, that lead. So Italy will shoot first again. Bronze medal at stake here in Berlin.
So our youth Olympian on the lane. For the good 10. Speaking of the Youth Olympics, I am going to the Youth Olympics as an athlete role model together with Aida Roman from Mexico. So I'm looking forward to the Youth Olympics in Argentina at the end of this.
Yeah, nice
this year.
little trip to Buenos Aires.
Yes.
In October, and archery, one of the big features at the Youth Olympic Games.
Yeah. Takes his time, but he gets it.
So on average, you have around about 20 seconds per arrow, regardless of discipline in archery. But it will have an effect on team order, won't it? The timing of you want your most relaxed athlete to go last, both because if they're going to get a high score, but also because of that crucial countdown clock.
But normally, in my experience, the least experienced archer shoots in the middle. So you want a strong opener, but you also want somebody who is able to fix some problems in the back and shoot with potentially not a lot of time. That's a good 10.
Well, perfect score from Italy from the first 3 arrows, at the moment being matched by Russia.
Still in, I think.
On the line. Yeah, it looks like that will be marked for a 10. I don't even think that's going to go to a measure.
9.
You could see by the shot that it went off on the left side. He tried to correct it to the right, but I think he was just a tad too late.
Nine.
9.
Attaccata quella di lì, ore 10, molto larghe.
Well, two drifting up and to the left again for the Italians.
Sergio with 3 seconds.
Again,
Still,
leaving him with no time, but it doesn't seem to affect him at all.
no. That's impressive. I'm impressed by how he manages the time, especially with compound. You cannot really control when you shoot the shot without having to overcome some mental issues. So.
10.
Another opportunity for Russia here. A chance to extend their lead.
Are we gonna say it?
Shh.
Десятка на 7 и десятка на 7.
10.
50
X на
out of
6.
50. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
One more arrow to go. Plenty of time. Was hanging on to this one. Oh, it's right down the middle. And 2 seconds left on the clock, and we have got our first perfect score of the day.
For Russia to
Yeah.
take a
Chef, what's the
Finally.
pressure like? And that, when you're you're firing that 6th arrow, shooting the 6th arrow.
I don't think they think of the perfect score. I just think they want to hit the 10 every time, and I don't think the shot was much different.
Well, they grabbed the 2-point lead, or extension to the lead that was on offer, and Russia have got one hand on the bronze medal here, leading the compound men's team bronze medal match by 3 points, and will do it with a perfect score as well. And here we see some of those 6-10s.
Yeah, what springs to mind in these shots is the last archer from Russia. I think it's Dambayev. He has a lot of weight on his bow, and if that's all steel, because there's also aluminum weights out there, if that's all steel, he has a really strong bow shoulder. So.
And what's the purpose of having the extra weight on a bow?
Well, if you put more weight on the bow will have a heavier mass weight, of course, which means that it will move slower. And that can really help your aiming. It will make the picture you have in your sight a lot easier and a lot calmer. Then again, if you put too much weight on your bow, you're struggling to keep it up, and that will not affect your shooting positively.
Well, whatever they're doing right, the Russians. Italy trailing by 3, shoot first here in the 3rd end.
Sì,
Sì.
ore 7. Tocca la riga dall'interno. Sì,
It's a good 10.
voi due siete in coppia, uguale, dove va uno va l'altro. Attaccata all'altra, 10 ore 7, un po' più alta di quella.
Давайте, парни, с азартом.
Sì, sì,
10, 10.
Дима, давай до конца.
Danno di 10. Questo
chiusa tra 8 e 7. Ore 7.
Восемь на 6.
Well, after so many brilliant 10s, an 8 stands out, Chef.
Yeah, it does. And it's almost a repeat of the previous match that we saw with India and France, where India shot a low arrow in the red.
Yeah, not quite as brilliant as Kira for India, but like I say, the 8 stands out because this has been such a high-scoring match.
9 на 7.
Well,
На 9.
L'abbiamo preso, ragazzi.
as you can see, the scores are now level halfway through the third end here, and an 8 and a 9 from Russia
Давайте, свободнее,
has
свободнее
allowed
работать.
Italy to creep back into this. And there, just pulling up and to the right. And that's marked up as an 8 at the moment, subject to a measure.
He didn't seem happy with the shot at all, so it doesn't come as a surprise that it doesn't hit the middle.
Sì, Valerio, sì.
Well, we saw a unicorn mascot earlier on. Would you wear those socks, Chef?
I wouldn't, but maybe they have a special meaning to him.
Time ticking away for the third archer for Italy, just inside the full time there, and
Used to become
again,
his signature move.
yeah, another 10.
Shoot a 10 in the last second.
Maybe he feels more comfortable when there's time running out.
It doesn't leave you with a lot of choice. You'll just have to shoot the arrow and not think about where it's going to hit. And that might be a positive thing if you're under pressure.
Well, Russia here have the chance to get a maximum of 56.
10 на 11.
That's still on the cards. And if they do get that maximum, subject to the measure, they will lead by just 1 point.
Which would mean there's no man overboard after the 8th shot.
10 на 7. Хорошо.
Well, we will go to a measure here, because at the moment Russia do have a 1 point lead, but the fourth arrow from Italy has that little asterisk next to it, which means that the judge will go over to the targets and have a look. And here they are. Let's have a listen.
Official confirmation. We have the Falco Eye, our electronic scoreboard. Maybe we get some more details on the arrows. You see all the 10s, 9s, and 8 stars on the top.
It is X, 10 and 9, and in target number X, 10, 10. It's the 9.
I think that suggests that Italy have just been marked up on that 8.
From what I've heard, they're now tied.
And if that is the case, like you say, there you go, confirmation, Chef, and we go into the conclusion of this match with the scores all tied up. Any idea which way this one's going to swing?
I wouldn't put any money on it. They're really consistent. As in, they're really consistent throughout the week. They have shot similar scores, so I think
Range clear.
I don't want to say it out loud, but this might be a shoot-off.
Well, there you go. You look at the scores through the ends here, and Italy have outscored themselves by 1 point on each end. There's been a bit of fluctuation in the Russian scoring. A maximum in the second, sandwiched by a 58 and a 56. We go into the fourth. Italy shoot first, and they go up against Russia for the bronze medal.
That was a much better shot than just now.
Al momento giusto, capo. Così. Sì, sì, ma è pieno, ore 9.
Nine.
Ore 4, basso.
Наш товарищ.
Pieno ma basso.
Дима уверенно до конца. Давай, Дима, вперед!
Well, 29 out of a possible 30 in the first half. And to be fair to Italy, they have shot pretty much better in their first 3 arrows than their second. So we have a chance potentially for Russia here.
9.
9 на 6. Рядышком понизу. Паточку заводи, как следует.
I don't think Sergio has missed anything. I think he's only shot 10 so far.
I think you may well be right, and those 10s have come under huge amounts of pressure on the 6th arrow in each end.
10.
10 на 2.
Russia still matching.
Ближе к иксу.
10 will tie up the match. There you go.
Well, level pegging on everything, including the amount of time used there. But Chef, I do sense the tension's just risen a little bit. The temperature's gone up here.
I'm even getting sweaty hands from this. 3 arrows to go. Same score.
Doesn't seem like the pressure is getting to the Italians. Can Della Stewart follow in his teammates' footsteps?
9, 10, 9.
It's a really close one.
Marked as a 9 potential measure, do you think?
From what I could see, I think it's just out.
Seconds ticking away here. Just releasing in time, but for the first time, drifting off into the 8. He just felt like he had too much time.
Yeah, maybe. He waited so long that the wind started to pick up and you saw his shirt fluttering a bit.
Well, a potential score of 59 here for the Russians, but that one looks like it's drifted out into the 8 as well.
So if they want to win this on an instant, they'll have to shoot 2 10s.
2 10s required for the bronze here for Russia.
Personally, I wouldn't mind seeing a shoot-off.
10.
Well, a 9 required to draw level, a 10 to win. Anything less, and Italy will take the bronze. Inside 10 seconds himself here. Gets the 9. You asked for a shoot-off. Looks like the 5th arrow from Italy will go to a measure. It's marked as a 9 at the moment. If it gets upgraded, well, the story's not over here. Let's hear what the scoring judge says.
It's 10, 10, 9. It's 10, 9 and 8.
So that was the Russian score.
Target number 2.
Das Handgericht muss jetzt entscheiden, was dabei herausgekommen ist. Bleibt es bei der 9, haben wir das erste Stich des Tages.
Okay. In target number 2 is X, 10, 8. It's X, 10 and 9.
Well,
I think Italy's got
that might get marked up. I think it has been marked up to a 10. That 5th arrow for Italy, and it has indeed been marked up, and on a measure Italy have taken the bronze medal here in Berlin by 231 points to 230. What a remarkable end to the match.
Yeah, what a nail-biter.
Well, the measure's so important and so crucial a lot of the time, but I don't think you could say it is any more crucial in that moment there, where I think we just both thought that was going straight to a shoot-off.
Yeah, we both did.
Thank you, Russia, for a great match. That was very close. Thank you.
Well, fist bumps at the beginning showing how sporting the teams are here in World Archery, and very sporting at the end there, gracious in defeat, but it must have been a very cruel way to discover that you were walking away from Berlin with nothing. Hats off to Italy though, they will be on the podium later on today.
Und wir verabschieden die Teams und die Trainer.